So in the last session क्या डिस्कस किया था हमने? उसके पहले भी कुछ किया था. Discuss Maslow's need hierarchy. Then we discuss there are some set of needs, ego needs, satisfying one after other person goes and satisfying the ego needs. For satisfaction, human is self-interested. Self-interested person will satisfy needs. Needs याद है? बताओ. नीचे से ऊपर बता. Physiological. Okay. Watch the video. Maintain continuity. Take care of health also. Okay. So very much. So theory has been criticized then. Different event, different level of satisfaction. But we also know he revised his theory, added 3 more dimensions: aesthetic, cognitive, and transcendence. Theory has lot of applicability. Many organizations in this world focus on this theory. Physiological needs, security needs, job security dete. There is canteen, physiological needs, so that people's needs are met in the organization. Then we discuss an interesting topic, feminist ethics. बताओ थोड़ा. Ethics of care. Yes, tell. बहुत explain किया था. What is that? But why it came into being? Yes, male-dominated passion, ethics. Then importance of feelings, human values is also important. See, traditional that society was that way. Hunter-gathering society. You need strength, animal to hunt down an animal. Woman, comparatively, physical strength is less. That strength is needed. So agriculture also. Agriculture was not mechanized. More physical strength needed. So it was associated with man. All things, courage, etc. But society changed. Mechanization of agriculture bhi ho gaya. Now importance, how we also discussed how transformational leaders, women are better suited in bringing change, in bringing innovation in organization. Transformational leaders take into account human values. All great leaders this world had, they considered human values. Gandhi ji, be it Ratan Tata, or batao, or leaders. Yes, humanism. Dalai Lama, Mother Teresa, Einstein also. Contemporary example. Bill Gates, transformational leader. Elon Musk also. Maybe he has some other views also. But largely, they consider human values. They say something, but the organization must be transformational organization. Transformational leadership. And we also discussed Harvard Business Review. Study shows women are better suited to be a transformational leader than men. Men are arrogant. Men are what? They want authority, power. They want a chamber so that there is formal relation, no informal relation. Most organizations have big rooms. Everyone sits equally. Anyone can talk with anyone. Informal. See, in India also we know government organization very formal. Chambers are there, rooms सबके बने. Appointment लो, direct नहीं मिल सकते. But successful private organization, this big rooms. सब किसी से भी मिल लो, किसी से भी बात करो. Everyone has authority and responsibility. Okay. Today we have finished with all the normative theories. Now some concepts we'll discuss. No, any problem with normative theories? सब clear है? दैट इज द मेन क्रक्स ऑफ दिस पेपर। टेक्निकल चीजें है, अच्छे से समझ गए, अच्छी बात है। बाकी सब चीजें थोड़ी एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड है, वो भी इम्पोर्टेंट है। यूपीएससी बैलेंस इधर से पूछ ले, कभी इधर से, पर एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड तुम लिख नहीं पाओगे विथ forcefulness unless you have whole over normative theories. Today we'll discuss determinants of ethics. See, this is the basis for determining right or wrong. It is ethical, unethical. One is normative ethics, second is applied ethics, third is determinants of ethics. Here we consider the nature of the object, the intention, purpose, circumstances, and consequences. Nature of object, intention, purpose, circumstances, and consequences. This we have already discussed. Many theories we discussed: deontology, teleology, contractarians, feminist ethics. That with ethical standards, established standards. See, applied ethics is more of an application in an organization context. एक organization के अपने ethics होते हैं. जैसे civil services, there is civil services values. There is code of ethics, that is applied ethics. Also in field of medicine, there is medical ethics, Hippocratic oath doctors take. Every organization has its own ethics. This we'll study later. Now this determinants of ethics. See, what is this determinant of ethics? Is a concept, not a theory. You know difference between theory and concept? Should I tell? See, first you develop an idea. एक आइडिया किसी के दिमाग में होता है, फिर कंसेप्ट बनाते हो एक. concept, what is that idea all about, that structure करते थोड़ा idea, concept बनता है फिर principles, एक थोड़ा और structuring, finer aspect principles. We studied 2 principles of theory of justice. Which 2 principles? Yes, equality, differential principles. Then they write some theories. Theories लिखते हैं, then they'll publish in journals. Journals पे जाता है, बहुत सारे journals है, Political Science Review है, American Public Administration Review, ASWA, वहाँ पे ये सब ideas, theories लिखते हैं. फिर many scientists, many thinkers वो पढ़ते हैं, they will criticize that. Okay, if the theorist, the writer is able to provide satisfactory reply to those criticisms, then that theory becomes accepted. वो theory बनती है. Okay, that is theory. Scientific management theory, theory of relativity, established theories. We will talk about one concept here, determinants of ethics. See, nature of object. Here what they say, object can be anything. Object can be an individual. Is one object in ethics. Human behavior we analyze, scrutinize. Individual object. और बहुत सारे individual आ गए, क्या होगा ये? Group is also considered an object. We will analyze the group behavior. Group can be of 2 types. One can be a team. One can be a mob. Object, इनका behavior scrutinize होगा. Team, a bit of positive sense. Mob, negative. Team will achieve what? Something good. Try to something good. जैसे Indian cricket team trying to achieve win in cricket, promote nation's acceptance in cricket. Mob, a negative sense. Mob riots, mob lynching, mobs. So object. Now summation of teams can be what? बहुत सारी teams एक कर दिए. It can be government. Scrutinize that object. Summation of all governments, central government, state government, country summation, continent, Asian continent, world. This is object. Okay, object का ये meaning है. Object can be what? Can be alive or dead. Dead मतलब values are also one object. Okay, this is about nature of object. See, nature can be what? Nature of an object can be positive, negative, or neutral. Object, nature of object, positive, negative. Some objects are inherently positive. Which are those objects? Like a group, a team. Some objects are inherently negative, like mob. Human also inherently positive, negative also. Kant says positive view of human. Negative view, who? Hobbes. Some values are inherently positive. Which? Tell. Values. हाँ. थोड़े ह्यूमन वैल्यूज भी कल डिस्कस हुआ, तो उसके भी बारे में कुछ बताओ. कौन से पॉजिटिव वैल्यूज? फीलिंग्स, ट्रूथ, love, compassion, integrity, honesty, care. Don't be Kant or male biased in ethics. Have some female perspective also, not just courage, wisdom. Courage, wisdom, care, compassion, truth. Truth and right. Inherently positive. Tell some inherently negative values. I'll give time to write. Now just provoke your thoughts. Lying, selfishness, arrogance, stealing, greediness, cleverness, chalaki. Being loud. Many people are very loud. People think कि हम चिल्लाएंगे दूसरों को दबा सकते हैं. क्लेवरनेस मतलब चालाकी. बुरी बात है ना, चालाकी क्यों कर रहे? रैशनली सोचो. कुछ लोग चोर चालाकी करते हैं. वेरी बैड. यू आर डिसीविंग पर्सन. क्लेवर नॉट इन दैट सेंस कि विजडम के सेंस में क्लेवर नहीं. Not in that sense. But that is a positive term. Chalaki matlab you manipulate in a negative way. Manipulation can be in positive way also for good things. Yes, situation. Yes, will come there. Yahi isil. Yes. We are just building for that situation ethics के लिए भी हम आ रहे हैं. We are building things. Good foresight. Wisdom is coming. Okay. Now, yes, some people are very loud. They think कि हम चिल्लाएंगे दूसरों को दबा देंगे. Yes, you are loud. That is also useful quality for Group C, D. You should be loud. You will deal with criminals for Group C, D services. Good rate. Now, some अभी positive है, कुछ positive है, कुछ negative है, तो कुछ neutral भी होगा. Some values are neutral. बता दो कौन सी neutral? सोचो. Everyone does that, I guess. Hard work is more of positive. ठीक है, hard work will write. Activities. Neutral नहीं, neutral. Extreme है बोला. Like act of. Objective is positive, merit based. Courage positive में लिखा है. See, act of sleeping is neutral. Sleep object है ना. Sleeping, walking, eating, neutral. Object. We already talked. Living, non-living. I'm building it for some situation. Wait, you'll understand. Now, see, generally it is believed that positive object will result in a positive consequences because of its inherent nature. Positive outcome will be positive. Outcome, you understand? And generally also it is believed that negative object which is inherently negative will result in negative outcome. Also neutral, it depends on the situation. positive or negative. Okay, how neutral can be positive? Act of sleeping. Human being needs rest, so he sleeps. But when class is at 4, you're sleeping at 4. Bad outcome, becomes negative value. Writing is a neutral, but you're writing slow in examination. Paper won't get finished. Negative. Or you're writing too fast. You're finishing the paper 15 minutes early. क्या लिख दिया? ऐसे ऐसे करके सब. Again, situation. So it depends on the situation. Inherently, speaking lies, speaking this is inherently negative, but situation will differ. ये सारे नॉर्मेटिव थीरीज में हमने डिस्कस किया ना, इतने सारे. इनहेरेंट नेचर, स्पीकिंग ट्रूथ इज इनहेरेंटली गुड. इनहेरेंटली उसका आएंगे वहां आएंगे. जस्ट बिल्डिंग कंटेक्स्ट फॉर दैट. Although this consideration, if you consider, it's important to judge basis of this values or objects whether the action is right or wrong. But human action also, situation matters. Normative theories ना established standards को match होने चाहिए. But see, normative theory is what it tells us. कभी बोलते mean सही है, कभी बोलते end सही है. But situation also matters. कभी use करोगे कौन सा? So inherently, even if a value is positive in a certain situation, this may not be helpful. Inherently, if something is negative in some situation, it may not be helpful because of outcome. Now you write. We will discuss situation after you have written. The basis of determining. वो ये लिख लिया सबने फर्स्ट स्लाइड का. ओके. तो उसके बाद ये लिखो. To determine any human conduct. Don't, if you have written this, everyone has written this. So now start. To determine any human conduct as ethical or unethical, there is no set of established standards. No set of established standards. Rather, one has to take many factors into consideration. Many factors, and one has to take many factors into consideration. First, standards set by normative theories. Standards set by normative theories. Normative. Such as deontology and teleology. Second, applied ethics. Which is applicable in an organizational context. Which is applicable in an organizational context. such as code of ethics and code of conduct in civil services, such as code of ethics and code of conduct in civil services. Third, determinants of ethics. There are some conceptual explanation of human action. Of human action. Like the nature of object. Here object includes everything. Here object includes everything. That is individuals or society or country or entire humanity. ये बना लिया था सबने, पॉजिटिव ऑब्जेक्ट नेगेटिव ऑब्जेक्ट, हाँ ये बना लो, ये बना लिया था. So this will come. Objects can be positive, negative and neutral. This objects can be living, dead, like this should come. Positive objects, negative objects, neutral objects. Positive can be a group, a team. Kant, who has a positive view of these objects, can be truth, courage, wisdom, care, compassion. Negative can be a mob. Hobbes talks about negative objects: lying, selfishness, arrogance, stealing, greediness, being violent. And the neutral objects depends on the situation. The positivity and negativity of neutral objects depends on situation. That is, you can give example. Positivity and negativity of neutral objects depends on the situation. This act of writing is neutral. हाँ? ये बना लिया ना, बना लो, ठीक. बना लिया सब. Right, then neutral objects are positive, negative depending on the situation. Example, Writing is an inherently neutral object, but writing is inherently a neutral object, but if you write slow in the examination, then it becomes a negative object. Hard work is inherently neutral, but if you are hardworking for, say, hardworking to spread terrorism, then it becomes a negative object. Hardworking is a neutral object, but if you are hardworking to spread terrorism, it becomes a negative object. That relevance of the concept of object. So relevance will come in such a way, if the object is inherently positive, then it will most likely result in a positive outcome. In many situations, speaking truth will result in a positive outcome. In very few situations, speaking truth will result in a negative outcome. That is the inherent nature of that object. Similarly, act of stealing in most of the situation will result in a negative outcome. That is a bad thing. But in some situation, act of stealing can also be good if the outcome is more bigger. Okay, this is the relevance of the concept of object. But situation matters. Okay, now write down about the relevance of concept of object. The nature of object. Influences ethical judgment. Nature of object influences ethical judgment. Number one, in general, if object is positive, it is considered ethically appropriate. It is considered ethically appropriate. Example, speaking truth. Second, if nature of object is negative, the conduct will be unethical. Such as act of stealing. See, basically the significance is that we know which object has been used. This will be helpful in analyzing case studies, everything. So you can see, you can analyze, and you can write the nature of object is so and so, yet that person act in that way. So your more substance will come in your case studies, in your analysis. Remember to use this concept as well. Case studies, otherwise if you write just normal things, then marks may not come, because case study is, you have to write in an ethical point of view. It's not just solution oriented. This part of concept of nature is a bit tedious, but it will be helpful. And our syllabus also has determinants of ethics. It is written there. So these are the determinants of that. Some more you'll write. Now note, write further. Although nature of object is important, in judging human conduct, as right or wrong, although nature of object is important in judging human conduct as right or wrong, but other factors also needed to take into consideration. Other factors are also needed to take into consideration. Although nature of object is important in judging human conduct as right or wrong, but also other factors are needed to be taken into consideration. Nature of object alone. Next one. Nature of object alone will not be adequate enough to judge a human conduct. Nature of object alone will not be adequate enough to judge human conduct as ethical or unethical. Human conduct has series of action. So human conduct has a series of action. 1 action, 2 action, 3 action, act of stealing. For what? For say series of action. Series of action, one action after other. And some action may not be right, but some action may not be right. And some actions may not be right. Due to negative nature of the object. Due to negative nature of the object. Object is negative, like stealing, greediness. But summation of actions. Summations, that is addition of all the actions, should be taken into consideration. Now, everyone knows Heinz dilemma. क्या है Heinz dilemma? Heinz, Mr. Heinz dilemma. Heinz ketchup. हाइंस डिलेमा, नहीं पता, बताया तो था। हाइंस डिलेमा, यस। मिस्टर हाइंस, उसकी वाइफ बीमार थी। कंसिडर दिस एज अ माइक्रो केस स्टडी। आई एम टेलिंग यू हाउ टू ब्रेक द केस स्टडी। हाइंस बीमार, उसकी वाइफ बीमार है। He has no money to save, no money. Wife is sick, she will die. She needs medicines, but he steals to buy medicines to his wife. Wife survives. Consider this as a case study. ठीक है, माइक्रो। नाउ अभी ठीक है, तुम लोग बोल लोगे कि यस इट इज एथिकल एक्ट ऑफ स्टीलिंग, बट ब्रेक दिस वे, थोड़ा वेट आएगा। नाउ टेल नेचर ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट, एक नेचर ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट बता दो, ऑब्जेक्ट बताओ, उसमें एक्ट बताओ कौन सा। 2 acts are there. Stealing and saving life. Very good. Nature of object, act of stealing, act of saving life. Which is inherently positive? Inherently positive. This is inherently negative. Intention, motivation, good, bad, noble, unnoble. Intention was good. Okay. Purpose, objective was to save life. Circumstance, circumstance, situation क्या थी? Okay, good. No money. Consequence, outcome, human life saved. So ethical judgment, बोलो ethical, unethical, good, bad, overall good. Okay, human life matters more than stealing. Benefit is more than cost. Do you understand how to break a case study? ऐसा ब्रेक करोगे अच्छा लगेगा, बस नहीं तो लिख दोगे कांत ने बोला, फिर एंड में कांत लिखो, फिर टेलियोलॉजी लिखो, फिर बैलेंस करो। ह्यूमन लाइव्स, ह्यूमन शुड बी seen as an end in itself. This is how you should attempt case studies. अच्छा लगेगा उसे पढ़ने में. This is part of the syllabus also. You will think you are applying concept of theories in case studies also. You will think you will apply in real life also when you become civil servant. So marks will come, good marks. But greatest good, human life is saved. Main is what? Main aim of ethics, what we define ethics as? Scrutiny of human conduct, bad, good or bad. Human values at the highest pedestal. Human life, Gandhiji. Humanity is important. But situation also matters. Now, army person shoots one person, kills one, human life is lost. But what was the situation? He may be a terrorist. He would have killed more humans. Situation also matters. Now one exercise for you. Yes, you can say if he wants to kill more people. Terror attack है, 26/11 अटैक हुआ था, बहुत लोग को मार रहे, इसलिए इसको मार रहे. That is good for greatest number of people. Yes, but better to end with human lives. humanity cases. Now I will give you one interesting case study. एग्जाम्पल लिख लो और मुझे ये सब ब्रेक करके बताओ तुम, ठीक है? You have to write this way. Intention purpose of you are chasing a thief. Small case study, not a big. Right, you are chasing a thief. Chor police, you are chasing a thief. Thief, T-H-I-F, chor. You are chasing a chor. ठीक है? You are chasing a thief. On your way, you hit a pedestrian. Pedestrian समझते हो? जो रास्ते पे चल रहे लोग. Pedestrian. You hit a pedestrian. जो रास्ते पे चलते लोग. Pedestrian. She falls down, gets injured. She falls down, gets injured. Fracture in hand. You catch the thief. Question: whether the person who is chasing the thief should be punished. First question. Second question, whether the act of hitting a pedestrian, धक्का मार के गिर गया वो, is considered right or wrong. Whether the act of hitting a passerby is considered right or wrong. Now analyze this. Take few minutes. Write in this fashion. Not that yes, it is right. In object, nature of object, intention, purpose. ये use करो. Fill this by yourself. Use these dimensions. I'll copy this. Six dimensions you have to fill. एंड में एक थिंकर भी लिख दो. एंड में एक थिंकर भी लिख दो कहां दिया जो भी है जो जस्टिफाई करे. And please fill all the 6 dimensions. Even if you're wrong, try to fill. पर्पस के लिए गुड टू कैच गुड टू कैच का पर्पस circumstances catching a thief ठीक है we'll discuss we'll start with smaller case studies फिर वो यूपीएससी लेवल पे जाएंगे हम आराम से थिंकर लिखा अब जस्टिफाई करो ना कैसे जैसे उनके थिंकर लिख दे उनके वैल्यूज लिख दे हो गया किसी का और fail anything fail but fail wrong no issues I won't punish you object positive और negative भी लिखना ना which is the nature of object is inherently positive or negative fracture in hand consequences total outcome human needs to justify the thing यहाँ पे पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव नेचर लिखो ऑब्जेक्ट का पॉजिटिव है नेगेटिव है नेचर हिट होगा थिंकर से कनेक्ट कर क्या रहे थोड़ा रह गया बट गुड ट्राई I will explain means equal to end not end equal to not can't we say this is wrong because means wrong उल्टा हो गया how you know the act of hitting was unintentional okay but थोड़ा बेटर होना चाहिए पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव ऐसा ऑब्जेक्ट है वो भी लिखना है ना better than steam but justify karo justify this thinkers here take your papers how you know The pedestrian was not injured intentionally. You know. अच्छा तुम्हें कैसे पता? थिंकर जस्टिफाई करो थिंकर. Nature of object stealing. अरे stealing. Circumstance hassle. ठीक है relevance. या फिर ठीक है. Act of catching thief. किसका है ये? Good. Threat to society. Someone at least opened a new dimension. Purpose was to stop, to ensure rule of law. So indirectly, a threat to society. Pedestrian. Okay. What the thief? ठीक है, थोड़ा और चाहिए. हो गए सबके? नेचर ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट, चेसिंग थिफ, inherently positive, justified, moral duty. कांट, moral duty लिख दो, अच्छा लगेगा. कमांड आया मुझे कॉन्सेंट से, चोरी हो रही है, मैं भाग रहा हूँ पकड़ने. करेज ऑल्सो यू कैन रिलेट. ओके, करेज. यार इतना एग्जांपल्स बताए थे. एटलीस्ट वन ऑफ यू आई वाज एक्सपेक्टेड विल राइट दिस. Nature of object, hitting the pedestrian. Inherently negative. That is pain to other human, hand fracture. Intention was ensuring rule of law. Moral duty. Responsible citizen. समझ गए? हाँ यस, हाँ इसमें तो लिखने, पर डिपेंड्स ऑन द केस स्टडी ऑल्सो. अभी इसमें ये, अभी कोई केस स्टडी में दे दिया तुम्हें कि राइट्स वर हैपनिंग, ऐसा तो ऑलरेडी हैपनिंग ना. सो प्राइमा फेसी इट्स लुक्स अ गुड एक्ट, बट वी also need to know more things about this situation. The case study doesn't provide whether he was really a thief, whether he did not hit the pedestrian intentionally or unintentionally. That way you have to conclude, because case study is very sparse. It is not concretely says this. No, how, that's why we end में ये लिखना, we need to know more things about the situation. हाँ. राइट्स को तो दिया है तो दी. The riots are happening, then you chasing a rioter to catch him. You saw him and you hand it to police. Yeah? Riots is negative object. Riots there will be. Protest is different. Peaceful protest. Farmers were peacefully protesting. They were not violent. They were just sitting. They were not allowed to come to Delhi. Peaceful protest is a constitutional right. Prayer, protest, petition, strategy थी freedom struggle में moderates की peaceful protest. Violent protest no, peaceful. और एक protest होता है क्या CA की NRC. That was also peaceful protest in Delhi. Then riots happened. We need to know more things about the case study. We need to know whether it was intentionally pedestrian was it or unintentionally. But yes, but वो trap भी set किया ना तो you see you are concluding in broader way it is right, but we need to know more things also about the case study. Depth, yes. See, this is a trap set in UPSC. हाँ ठीक है लोग लिख देंगे, but person who opens this will get good marks. That is for sure. He will say yes, he can think and open up many dimensions. समझ में? हाँ तो लिख रही है ना whether the punished. So prima facie it doesn't look he should be punished. He should take the pedestrian to hospital. किसको हिट किया? हिट पासर बाय को. गलती से भी हिट हो सकता, भाग रहा है. अदरवाइज ही इज रनिंग वेरी रैशली. गाड़ी पे चेस कर रहा है, गाड़ी बहुत रैश चला रहा है जानबूझ के. हाइंज में मैंने नहीं डाला क्योंकि हाइंज इज वेरी एस्टैब्लिश्ड प्रिंसिपल. ये तो हमने केस स्टडी बनाई थी. हाँ डाल सकते. हाँ यस, इसलिए तो ये इंटेंशन पर्पस आज का क्लास है. डिटर्मिनेंट्स ऑफ एथिक्स. इट विल हेल्प यू इन केस स्टडीज वेरी मच. सो ये सब बना लिया, लिख लिया ये. So write this about this case study only. So here it will play an important role. Circumstances here will play an important role. What exactly was the situation? And how the person was chasing the thief. Whether he hit the pedestrian intentionally or unintentionally. Whether he hit the pedestrian intentionally or unintentionally. Therefore, it will be subject to analysis. Therefore, it will be subject to analysis, which will be helpful, in determining his conduct as ethical or unethical. this person in general should not be punished for the injury to the pedestrian. And his conduct should largely be considered ethical. And his conduct should be largely be considered ethical. But more details are required. To give an exact view. Okay, you get the crux how to use this in case studies. Now, this I did not explain. See whether you understand by intention. Intention means motivation. Inherently, what that person intended to do. That is intention. Generally, it is said if intention is right, then consequences are right. Mr. Kant, what he says, moral duty. It's a moral duty to have right intentions, to be ethical. But even if intentions are right, sometimes consequences can be wrong. Okay, we'll discuss. Purpose. Purpose is what? It means objective. What should be the objective? If objective is right, it can be said right. The action can be right. Circumstances. Under what circumstances the action is taken? Whether he or she is being pressurized or she has a free will. Circumstance, situations are important. Situation, under what situation act is being taken. And what is the consequences and outcome? Outcome kya hai? Okay, this matters. This will be helpful in analyzing any human action. If all these checkboxes are right, we can thoroughly say it's a good conduct. Sometimes intention is right, purpose okay, circumstances wrong, consequences wrong. One example I will give. If you want to do charity, you're doing charity. It's called bhandara. You serve food to everyone. Langar is more religious, na? Religious, so we'll call bhandara. मतलब कोई भी कर सकता है. It doesn't have religious tone, na? Bhandara. Bhandara कर रहे तो intention is right. ठीक है? Intention is charity. Purpose. Purpose, your satisfaction, happy. Purpose है. Circumstance, you achieve something good. Consequence, गलत हो गया. Everyone gets food poisoning. अभी बता. Intention was right. Everything was right. Purpose. 100 लोग आए. Laborers तुम्हारे इधर खाने सबको food poisoning. Some even die. Then ethical or unethical? Intention was right, but people are dead. Food poisoning. पीपल आर नॉट डेड, पीपल आर हॉस्पिटलाइज, डेली वेज लेबरर्स, 5 दिन हॉस्पिटल में रहना पड़ गया, 5 दिन की वेज गई उनकी, तुमने खाना किया, तुम और गरीब कर रहे हो उनको। अर्निंग 200 रुपीज एवरी डे, 50 रुपए बचाने के चक्कर में 1000 रुपए का लॉस। कॉस्ट इज मोर, बेनिफिट इज लेस। हाँ बताओ। इंटेंशन वाज नोबल, पर्पस ओके, सर्कमस्टांसेस वन मोर। इंटेंशन यही फंस गए, भंडारा करना है पर सोशल मीडिया पे फॉलोअर्स बढ़ाने के लिए, नॉट फॉर चैरिटी, फॉर फेम। मेनी पीपल डू, मेनी फूड व्लॉगर्स। इंटेंशन रॉन्ग, पर्पस सोशल मीडिया फॉलोइंग इनहेरेंटली, पर्पस also wrong, circumstances social media following, consequences social media following, but you're using the human as an end to something, not means to something. Human should be treated as an end in itself. You're using the humans. Commodification, yes, very good linkages. Commodification, consumerism, materialism. Break this way, you'll understand things. Useful for case studies, may not be much in theory, but you should also analyze case studies in this also. Okay. Intention, purpose is objective. हमारा intention ये तो motivation क्या है? Motivation. Why you are motivated to do charity? Yes. Intention is to for inner satisfaction. Intention, purpose this may sometimes overlap. So if overlap, तो इसे एक हटा दो, circumstance, consequences तो अलग ही होगा. This is not watertight. Wait, situation matters. Many times civil servants, see, for civil service, intention should be public service. Purpose, welfare of the people. Civil servants work in very challenging environment. Very challenging. तुम्हें politician बोल रहा है कि ये काम करो, but you know it is against constitutional values. गलत काम करने बोल रहा है. Two companies are there, A and B. Here politician, here you. Yes, you are judging this tenders on merit basis to judge ki which state should have this investment. You say tender A is suitable for state A and state X. No, he says tender Y for state Y, because in state Y elections are coming. We want to win elections. He says further, if you don't do, I will remove you. क्या करोगे तुम? तो I will scrutinize all your past and you will be jailed. तुम्हें धमका गया, क्या करोगे तुम? Very challenging circumstances. तुम्हारी टीम है, सारे वीडियो, many videos you will work under you, सारे करप्ट है, तुम अकेले honest हो. कैसे रोकोगे करप्शन? वीडियो इज अ रिलेटिव ऑफ दिस, इन्होंने रखा है. चैलेंजिंग सर्कमस्टेंसेस, दैट्स व्हाई कैरेक्टर इज इंपॉर्टेंट. वी डिस्कस लास्ट yesterday about character, role of character. One person with noble character will show courage. No, I won't do. Transfer me as much as you want. Courage. Circumstance very challenging. That's why noble courage, character is required. What does Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration? उनका मोटो है शीलम परनम भूषम. Character is virtue. Because of this also you can connect with ethical governance. कल हमने बात की, ethical governance cannot happen only with civil servants. You need 3 people: politician, civil society, people, and civil servant, then there will be ethical governance. One example I'll give. इनका नाम सुना है आपने? अशोक लवासा. सुना है? He was the election commissioner during 2019 general elections. इलेक्शन कमिश्नर होता है, याद है ना? दो इलेक्शन कमिश्नर होते हैं, एक चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर होता है. पॉलिटिक्स, बेसिक थिंग्स. Then there was one complaint in 2019 whether Prime Minister Modi ji and Home Minister Amit Shah violated Model Code of Conduct. Courage was required. They said no. CEC said no. He said yes. They violated. Then they violated Model Code of Conduct and they should be punished. क्या हो गया? आगे. Don't you read current affairs? He also nowadays writes in Hindu also. Yes, few days back, a week back, article had come. Yes, a month back. What should be the reforms in elections? Good article, useful for GS2 mates. He was pressured to resign, and he resigned. See the circumstances. We talk about ethical governance. 3 people. Here one is showing courage. He was forced to resign. And then I guess his company, his son's company or daughter's company were also raided by CD and CBI. Courage. Ethical governance. See the circumstances, what civil servants had to work on. Circumstances can be very dangerous. Mob lynching हो रही है, riots हो रहे हैं, and you are SP. What will do? There can be no justification of killing people. There are SOPs established. उनके भी standards है. First, warning. Second, fire in air. Third, पानी मारो. फार्मर्स पे बहुत मारा था आई गेस ठंड में. फिर shoot below the knees. No justification for killing humans, especially civil police. Army has justification because उनका तो other challenging circumstance, very challenging. वहाँ तो लाइफ लगी है तुम्हारी दाव पे, या तो नौकरी है. That's why civil servants need courage. वहाँ वो अगर कैरेक्टर ठीक है तो सब आएगा. कैरेक्टर ढीला है तो कुछ नहीं होगा. फिर IAS महाराष्ट्र बनोगे तुम. See, Sardar Patel also gave importance to courage, especially for civil servants. He said, "Don't be a yes man. बस हाँ में हाँ मत देना. If you are a yes man, I will throw you out. You go. You better go. I will get another secretary. I want a secretary who will give me impartial advice, not be scared of me." Today's bureaucracy, impartial. You decide. Circumstances are also important. Courage. Helpful for case studies. Remember this all. Now consequence. Yes, you can quote. कैसे quote करोगे? आप पॉजिटिव में देना, ठीक है, नेगेटिव में मत देना. Courage of civil servant. Had differences in opinion with the Chief Election Commission. Then he resigned because his opinion was not valued. Yeah, mention Ashok Lavasa. Why? हिंदू में लिखते हैं आजकल आर्टिकल, कभी वायर पे भी लिखते हैं, द वायर यूट्यूब चैनल. See, now outcome also is important. Consequences of any action. But like we discussed teleology, consequences also matter. But consequences about what? Consequences short term भी होते हैं, long term भी होते हैं. अभी short term consequences are proper, but long term can be disastrous. या शॉर्ट टर्म बताया गया कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस अच्छे होंगे, लॉन्ग टर्म में भी बताएगा अच्छे होंगे, पर नहीं हुए. कैन यू गिव सम एग्जांपल? ओके, ठीक है. एन इवेंट, वेरी बिग इवेंट हैपेंड इन अ कंट्री, उससे थोड़ा रिलेट करो. You may too have suffered, not COVID, but सोचो historic event in a country. 8 बजे हुआ. Yes, demonetization. Very good, critical thinking. क्या बताया गया था हमें? ये होगा, वो होगा, short term के लिए everyone okay, short term के लिए is good for the nation. People stood in line. You may also have stood in line. देन लॉन्ग टर्म में क्या हो गया? इकोनॉमी थोड़ी बैठ गई हमारी, फिर कोविड आ गया, कोविड ने और बिठा दिया. जीएसटी आया, जीएसटी ने और बिठा दिया. See what demonetization did. Good intention, you can say, you can analyze on that also. Intention, purpose, good intention, purpose was also good. In end, I'll make you write that also. But consequences disastrous. Black money जिसके पास ज्यादा होता है, very few people keep in cash. They keep in gold. They keep in real estate. Cash तो चोरी भी हो सकता है. Gold, small value will have more small quantity will have more money. 1 kg gold के लिए इतनी जगह ले. 1 kg gold suppose कि 12 lakh, 15 lakh, 50 lakhs. 50 lakh rupees will need this much space. So intelligent person will buy this. Our MSMEs works in cash. जो छोटे micro, small, medium enterprise, छोटी enterprises they work in cash. Labor से रहते हैं, क्या है उनको थोड़ी ना check वेक दोगे तुम. So what happened? Our MSMEs had were supplying raw materials to suppose China. चाइना मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो रही है एंड H&M ज़ारा सब बन रहा है चाइना में. यहाँ से जा रहा है वापस पूरे वर्ल्ड में जा रहे हैं. इनके पास डिमोनेटाइजेशन हो गया, नो कैश. चाइना, डू यू थिंक द मैन्युफैक्चरर्स विल वर्क कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस, मैक्सिमाइजिंग द यूटिलिटी? नो, दे चेंज द सप्लाई टू बांग्लादेश. खत्म. एमएससी में अभी किसको बेचेंगे तुम कपड़ा? डिजास्टर्स इन लॉन्ग टर्म. इंटेंशन वो गुड, बट थोड़ा अलग तरीके से करते. टारगेट ओनली पीपल हैविंग गोल्ड, टारगेट हैविंग रियल एस्टेट. ज्यादा इट हैपेंड ना कि 99% कैश वापस आ गया, तो 1% के लिए 100% लोगों को तकलीफ. Circumstances, consequences you should analyze in long term and short term. So intention was to tell you in case studies, break the consequences also. Analyze in long term and short term consequences. If he gets amputated, then if he's dead, मार दिया. But accidental हो सकता है. If it's not accidental, it is intentional. That is wrong. Accidental में जब राइट्स सब होते हैं तो सिविलियन भी मारे जाते हैं. क्या एक्सीडेंटल हो गई, सिचुएशन वाज दैट. बट इंटेंशन आल्सो मैटर्स. अभी इंटेंशन था किसी को कि फेक एनकाउंटर ही करना है, देन कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस रॉन्ग. एक एनकाउंटर हैपेंस इन अ कंट्री, कुछ गलत होता है कोई वुमेन के साथ, एनकाउंटर करो। तो गलत क्यों हो रहा है, इसमें भी तो सोचो। यू हैव क्रिएटेड दिस डेमन्स इन आवर सोसाइटी, आवर एजुकेशन सिस्टम हैज फेल्ड, वी हैव फेल्ड टू इम्बाइब मॉरलिटी एंड एथिक्स इन एवरीवन। इस पे काम होना चाहिए ना। कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस फेक, आज इसको मार डाला, कल किसी इनोसेंट को मार डालो। जुडिशरी के थ्रू जस्टिस होना चाहिए। Okay, now I wrote down intention and open dimensions. It depends on case study. Case study अगर ऑब्जेक्टिव है और अगर सब्जेक्टिव है, थोड़ा स्पार्स है, थोड़ा क्लियरली नहीं बता, तो थोड़ा फिर तुम्हें भी थोड़ा बताने सारे डायमेंशंस खोलने। We'll practice a bit later. इसमें ethical dilemma ये सब सिखाया जाएगा, तभी प्रैक्टिस करोगे तो अच्छा रहेगा। अभी मैं दूंगा, नहीं लिख पाओगे, फिर वापस आधे लोग आना ही बंद कर देंगे, है ना। फिर आधे लोग आना ही बंद कर देंगे यहाँ पे। वेरी गुड। कल we wrote 2 answers. Some people are not there even after, maybe heavy for them writing answers. So what? मेंस कैसे होता पता है आपको? फर्स्ट डे एसए पेपर, सेकेंड डे GS1, GS2, थर्ड डे GS3, GS4, 7 दिन छुट्टी। ऑप्शन 1, ऑप्शन 2 नहीं, यहाँ पे आएगा तुम्हारा कंपलसरी पेपर इंग्लिश एंड योर लैंग्वेज। यहाँ गैप रहता है 3 घंटे का, समझ रहे हो। यहाँ पे छुट्टी नहीं होती, मे बी कोई ह्यूमन आ गया कमीशन में, ये दे देगा यहाँ पे छुट्टी। स्टैमिना, यहाँ तो बस बैठ रहे हो तुम। पहले क्या होता था, इन माय फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट ऐसे था, GS1, GS2, तभी तो छुट्टी भी नहीं देते, ऑप्शनल भी करा देते थे साथ में। एटलीस्ट दे आर नाउ गिवन 6 days हॉलीडे फॉर यू। फिर लास्ट में लिखते थे वो फर्जी पेपर्स, लास्ट में मन भी नहीं करता था यहाँ जाके लिखे अभी। सी नाउ एटलीस्ट दे बिकम बिट ह्यूमन, दे आर गिवन 6 days or 5 days, नेक्स्ट वीकेंड पे रहता है ऑप्शन पेपर। सी द चैलेंज हियर, stamina, courage. I think no exam in the world is so as challenging sitting there writing. ये 3 घंटे रहते हैं क्या अभी, तुम्हें एक स्कूल दे देंगे म्यूनसिपालिटी, कुछ रहता भी नहीं आजू बाजू में, फुटपाथ पे बैठना पड़ता है 3 घंटे। So different challenges but very enjoyable process. Thoroughly I'm telling you, these days are the most enjoyable. You will remember for their life. And you'll see lot of things. Parents are coming, they're giving water, food. Some people sleep also. Very good strategy. You sleep between the breaks. You'll get fresh and to write it. UPSC center पे तुम लोग गए हो? UPSC एक बार सेंटर था. So there is one hall, big halls. तो ऐसा बीच में common passage है. वहाँ भी लोग सो जाते between breaks. Good strategy. I like that strategy. I was not able to try. I never get sleep in between. In afternoon, only night I sleep. So you get fresh for the papers. तो यहाँ गैप में तो पढ़ाई तो थोड़ी थोड़ी करना, just to get into the groom. 3 घंटे पागलों की तरह मत पढ़ो, क्या लिखोगे भाग में, फुल ड्रेन हो गए। कल भी तो आने तुम्हें, ये 2 लिखने। This is the challenge. जिसमें जो स्टैमिना है, now you just you want to sit here only. क्या हो गया 2 घंटे यू आर लिसनिंग। चलो now write down. Intention, purpose, circumstances and consequences. Intention. Now under intention heading, in analysis of human conduct, as ethical or unethical, intention is taken into consideration. In analysis of human conduct as ethical or unethical, in analysis of human conduct as ethical or unethical, intention is taken into consideration. Intention deals with the motive of human who is active, that is taking the action. Whether he or she has selfish or selfless intention. Selfless. Selfless. Selflessness. Nolan Committee. First is selflessness. To be ethical, a person should have. To be ethical, a person should have right intentions. Intention, right intention. Next, intention is related to the philosophy of Kant. Next slide, purpose. Purpose is related to ends. Objective, objective. Ends, objective. That is, what is the objective of the action? That is what ends it seeks to achieve. Objective. Objective should be noble. Noble. Good. Example, peace. Peace, Shanti. Harmony. Public interest. Good governance. development, etc. Next, circumstances. Circumstances deals with situation. Since humans has to act in different situation, which may be challenging and dynamic. Under this situation, under such situation which is dynamic and challenging, that is, it may not be possible to think and act कुछ समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है ऐसे सिचुएशन. To think and act. Example, disaster like situation. So in general, person should act as per the established situation, as per the established standards, sir. Should act as per the established standards in a given situation. Given situation, established standards. For instance, police has been given police has been given the SOP to act in a given situation, that is to maintain law and order, standard operating procedures. Law and order. Like that example also, if mob is violent, the SOP is, if the mob is violent, the SOPs are: first, warning should be issued. Second, fire in the air, हवा में गोली चलाओ. Third, use of rubber bullets, water cannons. Next, lathi charge. Then firing below the knees. That will come in rubber bullets, tear gas, everything. See, many times circumstances will be such you may not adhere to SOPs also. Okay, then you should scrutinize what was the intention of that person. How justified was the situation? Was it really that bad? What was the intention and purpose? And ultimately the consequences. We discussed Tripura DM case. Tell the intention. Tripura DM case we discussed, right? Do you remember? शादी में जाके सब बताओ intention.
Right.
Yes, intention was right. One first. Intention right. Purpose, objective बताओ. What was the objective? COVID? Maintain COVID regulation. Frame sentence properly. Okay. Circumstances. What was the situation? Okay, but was the situation so bad? Okay, so यहाँ पे लिखना पड़ेगा. Consequences. Frame properly. Don't tell in the generic sense. Answer generic sense नहीं लिखना है. Frame your sentence properly. Consequences. What were the consequences? Ethics lot has been taught now. Frame it properly. Consequences. That is थोड़ा हो गया फिर larger consequences. Yes, very good. Violation of human dignity. That was the consequence. So analyze that way. Intention is to tell. See, case study you break all this. Use these tools also. And now frame properly. Now you have been taught lot of things. Human dignity. Use those words. Generic sense, avoid generic sense writing. Use ethics paper. Ethical words use karo. Okay. Now write circumstances. Again write. Or likho, circumstances may not result in adhering to SOPs. May not result in adhering to SOPs. You may not stick to SOPs. That may not result in adhering to SOPs. Adhere. You stick, you follow. It means whether the conduct will be unethical. Whether that conduct will be unethical. For that, we should know what was the intention or purpose. Whether that conduct will be unethical. For that, we should know what was the intention and purpose. Number two, we should also know how justified was the situation. कुछ मिस हो गया? Number three, consequences. Circumstances may result into not adhering to SOPs. Then whether it means that conduct will be unethical. For that, we should know, number one, intention and purpose. Number two, how justified the situation is. Number three, the consequences. On the basis of this, on the basis of which this conduct will be considered ethical or unethical. Implication of circumstances is this. Is that in some situation human action may not necessarily be based on established standards. May not necessarily be based on established standards. Still, action can be considered ethical. Depending on other factors such as IPC, intention, purpose and consequences. Depending on intention, purpose, consequences and exemplary behavior. We had discussed exemplary behavior. Exemplary behavior. So tell what is exemplary behavior? Example नहीं, इसका concept बताओ. ARC2 has defined exemplary behavior with respect to civil services. Are you not revising your notes? Exemplary behavior in terms of civil services. I showed you one photo also for better memory. I keep showing you some videos, photos. हाँ, तो उसका concept बताओ ना. Example तो ठीक है, सबको याद है. What is exemplary behavior? Question if comes. What? Define exemplary behavior and illustrate with examples. 10-mark question. Why exemplary behavior is needed? Further it asks why also. Define exemplary behavior. Why exemplary behavior is important in civil services? Also give some illustrations. 10 marks. पहले define करो. लिखना है? लिख लोगे? डिस्कस करना है, ठीक है? तो क्लास 7:30 तक जाएगी. Define. I told you the definition also. चलो why पे बता दो. Why exemplary behavior is needed? That is significance. Why is needed?
Going beyond.
Define in terms of in respect of civil services. Frame properly. Why human values?
They are not the same level.
Why? Exemplary behavior is needed. Try. Okay. Civil services, values, ethics. Rich institution of civil services. चल give illustration at least. Illustration थोड़ा example. एक हो गया, मैंने बताया. आप लोग dig नहीं कर रहे examples. Everyone will write same example. Example से सिखाया गया है इनको. Okay, define is that. Yes, merit-based example. But connect exemplary behavior with human values. Exemplary behavior. Yes, that is one example. But और भी अपना भी कुछ बता. सब अभी ये सारे लोग एक ही एग्जाम में सब ये लिख दे. सारे देख रहे, चेक कर रहे, सबका सेम, सबका सेम. Yes, very good. This is the definition. You should treat every human with respect and dignity. Every civil servant should show respect and dignity to every citizen of this country. That is the definition by ARC2. UPSC keeps floundering on some words. कुछ ना कुछ एक word निकाल देते. Moral intention पूछा था पिछली बार, क्या पूछा था? I'm forgetting. I guess moral intention कुछ पूछा था. Moral intuition. UPSC asked. I am interpreted as moral courage. Moral intuition. अब ये कोई सिखाएगा नहीं, तो क्या है? खुद ही बना के लिखना पड़ेगा. Why is needed? Civil services, rich institution for the welfare of people, promote human values. That is why it is needed. People of this country are have been exploited. At least exemplary behavior will show there is human values exist in the society, exist in India. Illustration दे दो अभी and connect. In conclusion, exemplary behavior and human values were also given prime importance by Gandhi ji, who kept human values at the top. हो गया फिर enrich सब हो आ गया इसमें enrichment answer writing examples. This way you should write. Now consequences. See, we discuss about consequences also. Intention, purpose, circumstances, consequences. Consequences, I told you, people look at short-term consequences. I explained long-term also. Long-term is also important. In the end of the lecture, we will analyze this. Electoral bonds करके कुछ था, याद है? Electoral bonds. उसको हम इससे अभी analyze करेंगे end में. If you people are not in a hurry to go, then कर लेंगे ना. और थोड़ा बाकी concepts. Wait. There are one more concept I need to teach. So consequence, you should also open up the dimension while writing case study, long term and short term also. Medium term भी खोल लो. Many case study also demands medium term consequences. Okay, so right now consequences. Outcome of action is also important. Outcome of action is also important. Not only the action itself. And therefore, human action is whether ethical or unethical can be determined on the basis of consequences as well. In fact, teleology, we studied teleology. In fact, teleology is based on consequences of action. See, yesterday in Parliament, one member of Parliament was connecting budget with demonetization. He was telling about the consequences. What he was saying about long-term consequences. Then, intention was to say long-term also you should analyze. Then our speaker, shut him up. The speaker should be neutral, but far from neutral. Hot topic for this year's main speaker. But I feel UPSC will ask about deputy speaker. सबको सब पढ़ेंगे ये कोई नहीं पढ़ेगा, ये पूछेंगे ये. It is also relevant because since 2019 we don't have a deputy speaker in parliament. This may come, let's see. However, the problem with consequences is that it takes into consideration immediate consequences. But many actions can have long-term consequences. Example like demonetize. It was said during demonetization. In short term, there will be a hardship. In short term, there will be hardships, but long term will have good benefits. Will have good benefits. But क्या हुआ? Short term pain, long term also pain. That don't right? What were the objectives of demonetization? Terrorism, black money, corruption, counterfeit notes. Which objective has been achieved? Terrorism, militancy is happening in J&K. Black money. Metal bonds से आ रहे हैं अभी. Black white हो गए. Corruption. What is counterfeit notes? I think more 2000 notes. I guess some case I have read. अभी थोड़ा डिजिटल हो गया तो थोड़ा कम हो गया. ठीक है. Yes, to certain, but not this. Counterfeit notes, fake notes. Subject matter will determine the ethical standards. See, subject matter will determine ethical standards. Like, what is the situation or what is the organization all about? For civil services, subject matter ethical standard outcome will be determined if they are able to promote public interest. That is how. If civil services, public interest, welfare. Wait, I'll make properly. This should be the consequences of human acts. बना लो ये, कहीं आंसर में डाल सकते हो। Compassion, harmony. See, it depends on the subject matter. Outcome should be this. Intention, purpose, okay. See, many in situation, intention, purpose can be compromised. We have studied means, ends, etc. For civil services, this should be the outcome. Intention should also be this. Purpose also this. But don't write this way. You analyze intention, purpose, etc. Okay. हो गया सबका? ये देखना वो slide. Now some questions for you. I'm just asking, which conduct should be scrutinized in ethics? We say ethics is a scrutiny of human conduct, but which conduct? Should there be some conditions to scrutinize this conduct? Think about this. First think about this. Which conduct should be scrutinized?
The conduct which affects the society at large.
Achha, that.
That's be scrutinized.
See, I'm asking you to think conduct in terms of situations. That intention or outcome में होगा ना, that situation. Conduct, which conduct? Conscious human conduct, action. और ये conduct कौन सा होला? Different people can behave differently in different circumstances. You believe in, suppose, non-violence, but you slap one person. Some situation happens. Which? Think, थोड़ा सोचो. Okay, ठीक है. Second question. Whether all human conducts are subject to scrutiny, or I'll rephrase, whether all humans should be subject to scrutiny. Whether all humans, okay, different age group of humans, now I'll give you a hint. Whether all age group of humans should be subject to scrutiny. Why? Very good. Yes. Children are innocent. Their actions are not subject to scrutiny because they don't know what is right or wrong. Okay? Okay, 1 point you are getting, that I can accept. These 3 conditions should be met, then you can say yes, you will be scrutinized. ये हो गया intention हो सब. अब new topic. Rationally you said, okay, kind of. Think in terms of children. Why children are not subject to ethical conduct? Because we say they are innocent. They don't know what is right or wrong. Because they don't have knowledge. First is knowledge. Second, they don't have free will. Yes, they don't have free will. They are dependent on their mother, father, etc. One more. Voluntariness. Voluntariness. Yes, it comes under free will, but differentiation has been made. Voluntariness. Every human action, if this 3 tick ho gaya, that should be subject to ethical scrutiny. You should have knowledge, you should have free will, and there should be voluntariness. तुम अपने मर्जी से कर रहे हो. This is a different dimension. Now, question in case study, this is helpful. Now, I will give you one situation. A person is sleepwalking. You understand sleepwalking? नींद में जो चलते हैं. Takes a knife, murders one person. He is dead. चाकू लिया, चाकू मार दिया, वो मर गया. She goes and sleeps again. Should it be subject to ethical scrutiny? Huh? Yes, why?
So because you don't know the person is definitely.
No, that is, he is there. Consider it in sleepwalking. No pretension.
Still, yes.
Why?
Someone's life.
Okay. But ये हो गया तीनों. Yes. There is no knowledge also. कि पता ही नहीं. No free will. No voluntariness. So it not subject to ethical scrutiny. American Supreme Court gave a judgment using these principles. Same case was there. Later a movie was also made. I watched that movie, but they did it in another way. In what you said, she had intention to kill. Later the psychiatrist proved her behavior that she was not a maniac. She did for insurance money. So, see, anything which should have human conduct, we are subject to scrutiny. It should have knowledge, free will, and voluntariness. Case study they will frame also this way. Similar if they ask, नींद में चाकू मार दिया. Now you there you have to use this. Many people will get trapped there. मिलेंगे 2-3 marks. Person who uses मिलेंगे above average marks. Above average marks varies from every year. उनका अलग-अलग पैरामीटर होता है. Voluntary will come. Voluntary मतलब खुद के मर्जी से. Even I'll give an example which you will relate. Free will means to make choices. Voluntariness you are doing on your own. No one is forced. Now, whether you people's ethical conduct should be scrutinized, you are preparing for civil services. Are you studying or not studying? Should I scrutinize or not? Yes or no? Okay. Why? You had knowledge about this examination. You knew ये syllabus है, ये पढ़ना है, ये सब करना है. You had the knowledge. Okay. One check box is ticked. Do you have the free will? You had many career options. Pursue higher education, go in corporate sector. Also good option, go in corporate sector, especially professional background. You had free will. You chose by yourself this field. Okay, choice हो गया. Voluntariness. No one is forcing you to study. You are studying by yourself. Then yes or no? Then your actions will be scrutinized. Whether you are hardworking, whether you are coming regularly, whether you are writing answers. If yes, you are doing, you are ethical. You have professional ethics as a student ethics. If you are not ethical. Similarly, other case, you had little bit knowledge. ठीक है ये एग्जाम है. Free will? No free will. Parents are forcing me for civil services. I want to pursue higher education. Voluntary is no voluntariness. Parents are forcing me to study. Then C3 category we discussed. Bus testing waters. Many people do unethical things also. Take money from parents for the sake of classes and enjoy life. Eat, drink and make merry. So that won't be subject to ethical scrutiny because they don't have free will, knowledge and voluntariness. See, in civil services, an officer if does something wrong, he cannot give an excuse. She didn't have the knowledge. Suppose today IS Maharashtra says, I didn't have the knowledge that using of red beacon on my vehicle is illegal. No, you are ignorant. You are ignorant about rules. You don't have the competency to be a civil servant. IS officers cannot, any civil servant cannot make this excuse. I did not have the knowledge. Also, in some situations, you cannot give the excuse that circumstances were bad. I was pressurized to take bribe. No, even if you are pressurized, you should have courage. This no excuse for civil servants. This is importance of free will, knowledge and voluntariness. Using case studies, many traps will be set. Use this. We discussed that. Sleepwalking, walking. If you write, she scrutinize, then your case study is wrong. No mercy by UPSC. This is an elimination examination. They don't want to select you, they want to eliminate you. See, there are many situations when there is no free will. In emergency situation, you are ill health or strong, like someone has very passion for something. She is driven mentally. There is no free will in that situation. Okay, understood this? समझ गए concept? Where to apply? Now write down. हो गया टाइम? Ethics is broadly scrutinizes a human conduct which is deliberate. Deliberate होना चाहिए. Deliberate human conduct. Which has three important conditions. First, knowledge. Second, free will. Third, voluntariness. Knowledge means a person is fully aware about his her actions. Free will means, that is short FW. पहले लिख लिया ना सब. Free will means person has, free will means a person has choices for his her action. Voluntariness means a person is willing to act. Voluntariness means person is willing to act. Example, illustration. Example, we are giving an illustration, not example. Person A has complete knowledge about what he she is doing. About what he she is doing. He has, say number 2, he has choices about selecting career options. Number 2, he has choices about selecting career options. Number 3, decides to prepare for the exam. Prepare for the exam. Relate with your preparation of civil services about your journey till now. You will understand better and remember things in a proper way. All 3 conditions should be met. Then actions should become deliberate. And that action is subject to ethical scrutiny. Ethical scrutiny. If any one action is not met, it will be subject to less ethical scrutiny. If any one action is not met, it will be subject to less ethical scrutiny. There are many situations where human action is less deliberate. Such as emergency like situation, ill health, emergency situation, ill health, जब भी कोई बीमार रहता है, is on dead bed, pressure like situation, see we discuss that JAT protest, maybe the pressure like situation, the IPS officers were not able to handle, they ran away. Poor emotional intelligence, so pressure like situation. Now they would analyze this, also scrutinize. Prakash Singh committee may have scrutinized this also. Pressure like situation. Is the action subject to ethical scrutiny? He concluded ethical, yes, because they are bound to show courage. They should be subject to ethical scrutiny. Although deliberate human action is taken into consideration for scrutiny, although deliberate human action is taken into consideration for scrutiny and action is less deliberate, and if action is less deliberate, following factors should be considered. Now write the factors. If action is less deliberate, then following factors should be considered. That is to check whether this action should be come under ethical scrutiny or not. Now write down the factors. If that person was aware or was he ignorant? If action happened by chance, or it was routine, habit, a form of habit. Even if above conditions are taken into consideration, they should not be taken as an excuse to justify wrong actions. It should not be taken as an excuse to justify wrong actions. Was he aware or ignorant or have action by chance? See, even if these factors are considered, you should check whether there was an application of wisdom, whether the person showed courage, what was the character of a person, and seriousness of the consequences. This, even if this is there right now, still conduct will be judged, right? Still conduct will be judged. Taking into consideration whether there was application of wisdom, number one, application of wisdom, number two, courage, whether wisdom, application of wisdom, courage, character of the person, seriousness of the consequences. This is especially for civil servants. Example, IAS officer can't say he was not aware about the law. She was not aware about the law. Can't give an excuse, or can't give an excuse. Can't give an excuse that there was a threat to his life, her life. So she accepted the bribe. Can't give an excuse that there was a threat to her life. So she accepted the bribe. सरदार पटेल का लिखना है, बाद में लिखाओ, लिख लो, अभी एक ही लाइन बाकी है, क्यों नोट्स इनकम्प्लीट रखने तुम्हें, फिर आई विल फॉरगेट, यू विल फॉरगेट, यू वोंट राइट. Even Sardar Patel outlined the importance of courage in civil services. Sardar Patel outlined the importance of courage in civil services. When he said civil servants should have the courage to give impartial advice. Should have the courage to give impartial advice. Impartial. We'll discuss all these words in civil services values. Impartial. Impartial advice, and not become a yes minister. Not become a yes minister, जो हाँ में हाँ मिलाता रहता है. I will get a new secretary. You go, you better go if you are not courageous. One exercise for you. Electoral bonds को तुम ऑब्जेक्ट, इंटेंशन, पर्पस और कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस से लिखो। अभी लिखना है, आई विल गिव ओरल बॉन्ड्स, ऑब्जेक्ट, इंटेंशन, पर्पस, लिखो इस पे, ये क्या ऑब्जेक्ट क्या है, इंटेंशन, पर्पस, कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस। करंट अफेयर्स यू मस्ट बी रीडिंग न्यूज। नेचर ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट लिखना पता है, इलेक्ट्रॉन बॉन्ड्स, नेचर ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट, फिल दिस इन योर बुक ऑन योर ओन। पॉजिटिव, नेगेटिव, न्यूट्रल, हो गया इलेक्ट्रॉन बॉन्ड्स। So okay, I'll explain that also. Are you reading newspapers? Okay, fine. I guess Feb में न्यूज में था, सुप्रीम कोर्ट कंसिडर दिस एज ए वॉइड, कैंसिल कर दिया सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इन एडीआर केस, एडीआर वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया। See, I'll tell you briefly. Now you write on your own. See, electoral bonds इसलिए लाए गए थे कि पॉलिटिक्स में व्हाइट मनी आए, डोनेशन ब्लैक मनी से हो रहा था, तो तुम एक बॉन्ड खरीदो एसबीआई ब्रांच जाके, वहां से के 10 रुपए, 100 रुपए, 1000, 10 लाख, 1 करोड़ के बॉन्ड खरीदो, जो पॉलिटिकल पार्टी को देना है उसको उनके नाम पे दो, ठीक है। तो ये व्हाइट मनी आया, पहले ब्लैक कैश से डोनेशन होता था पॉलिटिकल पार्टी से, अभी बॉन्ड्स खरीद के हो रहा था, बॉन्ड्स खरीदो नो कैश, तो ये न्यूट्रल बॉन्ड्स। थोड़ा तो समझ गए, अभी लिखो consequences, Supreme Court observation or consequences. What Supreme Court observation made in this ADR versus Union of India Association for Democratic Reforms, एक एनजीओ है, उन्होंने केस किया था सुप्रीम कोर्ट में अगेंस्ट इलेक्ट्रल बॉन्ड्स। प्रीलिम्स के लिए भी आ सकता है, इन विच केस इलेक्ट्रल बॉन्ड्स वर डिक्लेयर्ड null and void by Supreme Court, option 1, ADR option 2, PUCL option 3, Puttaswamy option 4, Yashwanand Bharti। बहुत लोग यशवंत भारती पे लगा लेंगे। हो गया सबका? तो वो कॉन्सिक्वेंस में आएगा ना, मैं पहले क्यों बताऊं? दिस वाज इन न्यूज इन February I guess or March. Write on your own, don't discuss. After the class we can discuss. ऑब्जेक्ट तो लिख लो पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव, एटलीस्ट दैट एटलीस्ट राइट। और न्यूट्रल ऑब्जेक्ट था, नेचर ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट। ये होमवर्क है तुम्हारा, डिमोनेटाइजेशन पे ऐसा लिख के ला, ठीक है? हो गया अभी? ये होमवर्क है, लिखना है लिखो, मैं खड़ा रह जाऊंगा, मुझे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, लिख लेंगे कि जाना है घर? लिखना है लिखो, आई स्टैंड, आई हैव टाइम ओनली। हाँ, करना है तो कर लो, वेल एंड गुड, योर विश। Demonetization, at least everyone knows. Your time is up. You will take 6 minutes for writing answers, but not 6 minutes for this also. 2 मिनट का काम है, भरना ही है। Here, anyone? Intention, who's this? ऑब्जेक्ट, नेचर ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट लिखना था ना, पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव। ओके ठीक है। और प्रैक्टिकल में लिखना चाहिए, इंटेंशन वाज टू कम ब्लैक मनी। Challenge lies here in consequences. Who are reading current affairs will write properly. क्रिप्टोकरेंसी, क्रिप्टोकरेंसी कैसे आएगा? इलेक्ट्रल बॉन्ड्स तुम्हें बैंक में जाके खरीदने। Consequence or disasters even in short term. Who's clean money? Okay. किसका ये कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस खुद लिखा कि गूगल किया? वेरी गुड, एटलीस्ट 1 point she has raised, which Supreme Court raised, violation of right to information of citizens. We discussed also, I guess. Very good. ठीक है, good try. I suggest you are reading current affairs very well. थोड़ा वो इंटेंशन वाज राइट ना, ऑब्जेक्ट वाज पॉजिटिव, वो बाद में वो कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस गलत हो गए, ट्रांसपेरेंसी नहीं है। इंटेंशन पॉजिटिव, बस ओके। ठीक है, थोड़ा थोड़ा लिखा है पर एग्जैक्ट आई वाज एक्सपेक्टिंग किसका है। इलेक्ट्रल बॉन्ड्स पता है कि एक्सप्लेन करूं? इलेक्ट्रल बॉन्ड्स पता है कि एक्सप्लेन करूं? ब्रीफली तो ठीक है ना। ऑब्जेक्ट, नेचर ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट वाज पॉजिटिव, इंटेंशन, हाँ, इलेक्ट्रल बॉन्ड्स ट्रांसपेरेंसी ला रहे थे ना, पहले मनी इससे दे रहे थे फ्रॉम कैश, ऑब्जेक्ट वाज पॉजिटिव ट्रांसपेरेंसी लाने के लिए, ट्रांसपेरेंसी नो टू व्हाइट मनी लाने के लिए पॉलिटिक्स। बैंक में ब्लैक मनी जमा नहीं होता ना, तुम्हारा पैन कार्ड लिंक है, ऐसे जाके मेरे पास है पैसे 10 रुपए दे दिए मैंने, 10 रुपए ठीक है, आई हैव 1 crore रुपीस ब्लैक मनी, आई हैव डोनेटेड टू पॉलिटिकल पार्टी, मुझे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दे दो 2 करोड़ का, 30% आपके। नाउ यू हैव टू डू गो थ्रू बैंक, व्हाइट मनी, ठीक है। इंटेंशन टू कर्ब ब्लैक मनी, इसको एथिक्स से कैसे कनेक्ट करोगे? गांधी जी 7 deadly sins, we'll discuss once it has come also. He says politics without principle is one of the deadly sins, so this promotes politics with principles, okay। पर इसमें 7 deadly sins गांधी जी के, politics without principles is one of the 7 deadly sins. I will discuss that also. Politics with principles हो गया, without की बात कर रहे थे। ट्रांसपेरेंसी, क्लीन मनी, व्हाइट मनी आ रहा है, ब्लैक मनी नहीं है, विदाउट प्रिंसिपल्स ब्लैक मनी। पर्पस क्लीन मनी इन पॉलिटिक्स, objective was clean money in politics, clean politics, but consequences, what happened? First, Supreme Court observed it was violating rights of individual, right to know was, so equality principle was violated, theory of justice, right to know, right to life, equality principle. Second, it became a tool for money laundering. पता है मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग पढ़ाया गया तुम्हें? नहीं पढ़ाया गया? शेल कंपनीज, I'll explain, no worries. Shell companies, money laundering. What is money laundering? Laundering करते हो, कपड़े लॉन्ड्री, काले कपड़े सफेद हो जाते हैं। Black money you have, you will go to टैक्स हेवंस, कोई कंट्रीज होती है वहां पे टैक्सेस कम होते हैं, मॉरिशियस, मैनी कंट्रीज, यहाँ से यहाँ भेजोगे, ठीक है, यहाँ पे एक शेल कंपनी बनाओगे, पोस्ट ऑफिस कंपनी, वो बस ऐसे नाम के लिए ऑफिस बना दिया, ये कंपनी, कुछ काम नहीं होता वहां पे, बस यहाँ से व्हाइट ब्लैक मनी आता है, ये कंपनी के प्रॉफिट्स दिखाओगे तुम, हो गया तुम्हारा ये व्हाइट मनी, इसको वापस इंडिया में इन्वेस्ट कर दोगे, इन्वेस्टमेंट कहाँ से आ रहा है, ये कंपनी से आ रहा है, व्हाइट पैसा आ रहा है, ऐसे कर करके ऐसे पैसे ये इलेक्ट्रल बॉन्ड्स में डाल रहे थे, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑब्जर्वेशन। ऑल्सो इट बिकम अ टूल टू हैरेस कॉर्पोरेट्स, सीबीईडी है, सीबीआई ईडी पीछे लगाओ, ठीक है हम डोनेशन दे देते हैं, रख लो अभी शांति बनाओ तुम, many companies, if you, Supreme Court also said कि you release all the names of this company, then many people connected, यहाँ तभी रेड हुई थी, उसके दिन बाद ये डोनेशन आया, consequences were bad, डिमोनेटाइजेशन करना है कि घर पे होमवर्क है तुम्हारा, हाँ कर कल, ठीक है कल करके ले आओ, यार मैंने अभी बनाया ये सब, तो लिखना है तो लिख लो, पॉइंट्स क्या कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस लिखने, सो राइट, कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस वर डिजास्ट्रस, it had a good intention purpose, but outcome was it generated more black money, more illegal practices, it promoted corruption, threats. This become a means to an end was not right, this means should have become equal to ends, that electoral bonds should be a means for white money in politics, but it was promoting politics without principles, 90% of the donations for the ruling party, approximate, I am not sure the exact percentage, अभी इतना पैसा, इलेक्शंस कैसे फेयर होंगे, connected with elections also, not fair elections. Okay, it's 7 now, I guess. So people get tired. लिख लो अभी, मैं आई एम रेडी टू डिक्टेट, अभी कल बाकी लोग आएंगे नहीं, उनको क्या समझेगा अभी इसको, क्या डिक्टेट करना है, ओह क्या बोला था मैंने, मुझे अभी याद नहीं, वेट, though the intentions were right, though the intention of electoral bonds were right and noble, its consequences were disastrous. As observed by Supreme Court, in ADR versus Union of India case, ADR, Association of Democratic Reforms, it violated rights of individuals, rights of citizens. It became a tool to promote money laundering. and promote crony capitalism. Crony capitalism. That only threatening than donation, crony capitalism. So it can be said the entire scheme turned out to be unethical. As it used electoral bonds to curb the equality principle, of theory of justice and curb equality principle of theory of justice and being used started and was used as a tool for corrupt practices. That is politics for corrupt practices. That is politics without principles. And in GS2, connect this with elections also. If you are writing in GS2, how elections may not become fair, there is no equal playing field. GS2 में ये connect करके वैसे लिख. Okay, session comes to an end. Be regular. Ethics is important. Other subjects you will study, easy to understand. This subject demands very lot of interlinkages. History, geography जो है वो पढ़ो वही लिखना है. यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं है. You have to answer writing, examples, enrichment is very important. हिस्ट्री में क्या नॉन कॉपरेशन में ये हुआ, ये लिखना है. May become difficult. And if many people will think they'll watch video and do, but yesterday we did answer writing. Answer writing तो ऑनलाइन नहीं होगी. सिमुलेशन नहीं आएगा, घर पे बैठ के तो कोई भी लिख सकता है. Today also we touched upon how to write case studies. You also wrote. This may not happen online. Rest your wish, your life, your decision. See you tomorrow.